Alright, hello there everyone, welcome to a new Android project. So in this Android project we are going to talk about how to create an audio player. Now as you have seen in the previous video, we have just created a video player. So on the similar pattern we are going to create audio player in this video. So let's get started. We are going to keep the application name as audio application, like so. We're going to keep the company domain name and project location same. Click on next, and we are again going to choose an empty activity, and we are going to keep all these things as default and click on finish. So as you can see, we are waiting for the grader build to finish. So now the grader build has finished and we are going to the main.xml. So first we are going to set the UI of the app, and we don't need this hello world. As usual, we are going to remove this. Now we need some buttons here in order to get started. So first we are going to use a button here, right here at the center. We're going to add a constraint to right, one constraint to left, and we need another button here, right here. Okay, we are going to add constraint, and we need one more button here. Just like that. And you will shortly come to know why we are using 3 buttons here. So next thing which we are going to do, we are going to just remove this palette right from the top, title bar, click on OK. So moving ahead, now we need to set a text view right here at the top. So we need to just search for text view. You can see it's right here. So we are simply going to drag this right, and we are going to add constraints to this text view, one to the top, one to the right, another constraint to the left. And in the similar manner we are going to add constraint to this button, one to the top, this button again, constraint to the top, and like so for this. That's pretty much like it. So now next we are going to change the width of this. We're going to keep this match constraint. For this we are again going to keep width to match constraint, and similarly for this button too, we are going to keep this to match constraint. Now we are going to change the text of the text view and button. So in order to do this, first we need to go to the strings class, which is in the values, like that. So here we're going to say something like string. We are going to set this to title, like so. We are simply going to call this audio app, just like that. We are going to set now again another string. We are going to call this play. We are going to call this play button, just like that. Now you must have figured out why we have used 3 buttons there. One button for the play. Now this button we are going to use for pause. Likewise we are going to set this to pause, and obviously the last one is for stop. So we are simply going to say stop, and like so. So this is what we have done with the string. So we are going to do the main. Here we are going to choose the text view, and we are going to set the text as title. Simply click on OK. Now you can see its size is pretty small, so we can change the size, which is in SP, which stands for scalable pixel. We are going to choose simply 30 SP. And I think one more thing which we can do is we can set this constraint from top to something like 4. This would be a lot more appropriate. can also change the color here. Let's just change the text color as black, and obviously you can see that it's not hidden here, so we are going to change this in a while. Now for the buttons, we are also going to change the text for the buttons. So all we need to do is go to here. First button would be play button, so we are simply going to click on OK. The second button is going to be pause button, right here. We're going to choose pause, and the third one is, obviously it's pretty common, it's going to be stop, like so. After doing this, now we are going to change the background of the constraint layout so that it can look a lot better than this. So we are simply going to pick any image here. We are going to paste this in the drawable folder, like so. We are going to say constraint background, something like constraint back. Simply click on OK. Now we can choose the background by simply clicking on constraint layout and going to this properties right here at the background section. We can move to the drawable folder and we can choose this background like that. That's pretty easy. Alright, so now we are going to change the background of the buttons also. So in order to do that, we are simply going to here, and in the background section right here, we are going to choose the color of our choice. So we are simply going to choose holo orange, and for this one we are going to choose, let's say, orange, light orange. Again, for this one, let's just choose any color, any anonymous color of our choice. Let's just say light green, and like so. So after setting the layout, I don't think that this audio is visible here, so we can change the background again. So rather than changing the background, we can simply go to change the text here. We can change the text color right here. Let's just try out background light and let's see how it looks. So yeah, that's pretty much visible. So next step is we are going to create a raw folder. So in order to create a raw folder, all we need to do is create a new resource directory. The resource type, just choose raw right from here, click on OK. So in this raw folder, we are going to paste our audio which we are using. So just do that. Let's just do that. So let's just choose any anonymous audio of our choice, and we can paste it right here. Simply going to call this audio. So you can see there's a file added in the raw folder. So obviously, so next step is the main activity, and here we're going to write all our source code. So let's just start. Private. First we are going to find button. This time it should be button. Rather calling this button, I think we should prefer calling this play button, pause button, and stop button. This would be easier. Let's just call this play. Yes, we want to change. For this one, we are going to call it pause. Yes. And for the last one, we are simply going to call it stop. Like so. So the main activity, we are going to call the first button as play button, and we are going to replicate this. This one is obviously going to be pause button, and the last one would be stop. So after creating this, we need to find these buttons. Now in order to find this, we are simply going to call play. We need to typecast button here. Now we are going to find view by ID, r.id.play. It's pretty simple, as you can see. Again, we are going to replicate this. I'm simply going to call this pause, and like so. And for the last one we are going to call stop, and similarly. So after doing this, next step is now we are going to call media player. So in order to call media player, all we need to do is first we need to set the media player right here, private media player, you can see right here, media player. So we have used the media player class and we have created an object of type media player. So next step would be we are going to use this object media player. We are simply going to say media player dot create. Now here, as you can see, we need to pass the context and URI. So the context will obviously be this, and URI stands for Uniform Resource Identifier. So here we're going to simply pass dot raw dot the audio which we have passed, like so. So this is pretty much it. So our next step is obviously we are going to use the buttons in order to play the audio. So in order to do this, we are going to use the play button first, and in this play button we are going to set the method which is set on click listener. In order to do this, all we need to do is set on click listener. Here we're going to pass new view dot on click listener, like so. So this is the play button which we are creating first, and in this all we need to do is we are simply going to say media player dot start, and on the similar pattern we are going to create the pause and stop button. So that's pretty simple to do that. All we need to do is pause dot set on click listener. Similarly here we are going to say new view dot on click listener. Again we are going to say media player dot pause. So you can see that start and pause both are methods, so we are applying this with the media player object. And similarly for the last one, we are going to simply say stop dot set on click listener, new view dot on click listener, and we are going to call this as media player dot stop, like so. You can see quite clearly it's a method which has got no return type of void. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think our source code has been completed, and all we need to do is test our app. So let's just run in the emulator and let's see how it works. So we are going to choose this device and we are going to click on OK. So Grader build has started, it's up and running, and we are just waiting for the app to launch in the emulator. Alright, so now you can see the Grader build has finished and our application is launched. So now we are just going to test it by playing the song. So let's just click on play here. Let's see how it performs. I think it's playing pretty nicely. So yeah, it's going well here. And let's just pause it again and let's just see whether it's going to pause or not. So yeah, it's working fine. When we clicked on pause, the song is paused. Let's just click on play again to see whether it's starting or not again. So yeah, as you can see, it's working pretty fine. So all we need to do is now we are going to click on stop button to see whether it's working or not. So let's just click on stop button after clicking on play button to just check. So as you can see, it's working pretty fine. So we are pretty much done with this application.